So, if you guys been paying attention to Twitter, you probably already know what I'm about to talk about. I'm a little bit behind on this one, but that's just because I'm lazy and doing these videos take a little bit of time. That being said, this is a phenomenon that we've seen a bunch. For some reason, women can't handle being BTFO'd by a bunch of 2D anime characters. Look, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna be able to compete until you lose that third dimension. Uzaki-chan!
Bruh.
Uchirai-chan. What? However you say her name, she wants to hang out with you. She's not gonna take no for an answer because I can't escape this fucking smug little face. Look, I don't care if you think this child for some reason looks like a kid, despite the fact that her tits are literally larger than her head. Look, Twitter has this weird problem with always calling adult women children because they have some aspects of them that might be able to be related to children. I guess she has huge eyes and a big mouth and a boyish, youngish face. I guess Twitter just discovered anime because that's just anime. Honestly, she doesn't look like a child. She just has this annoyingly smug face that just makes me upset. It's not even, to my knowledge, that great of a show. It's not a bad show, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad show. I haven't actually watched it enough to be able to tell that, but I've been force-fed enough clips on Twitter to know that it's a decent show. That being said though, there's this weird phenomenon where we have to go ahead and talk about because this is getting out of hand. Look, anime is no stranger to questionably aged characters. That's kind of a staple. We all know it. Come on, we're all adults here. We can admit anime is a little bit weird sometimes. Like Sailor Moon is like a middle schooler or some shit. Yoko is like 14. There's a lot of questionably aged and questionably designed characters. That being said though, the main attraction to a lot of these characters isn't the fact that they're underage. Some of them are, but the most of these characters don't resemble their age. In fact, you wouldn't know their age until you looked it up. If you're looking at Uzaki-chan here and your first thought is, this is a child, I think that says more about you than anyone else. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If this character is pissing you off that much, it might just be you that has the problem. Not everyone else who's just trying to enjoy cute anime girls doing cute things, like apparently bullying you. So many people are into that. And if we're going by proportion size, come on, it's anime. Of course her head is going to be huge. Of course her eyes are going to be gigantic. That's just something that happens with anime. You can make much case that I must be an underage character because of my proportion. Hank Hill is technically an underage character by his proportions. There are so many dumb things that are on Twitter right now talking about how the character's face is just outlandishly kiddish and that if you're liking this character, you're a pedophile. They say the same thing with, well, I mean, they say the same thing for almost every character, but except if it's a guy. It seems to be a double standard on Twitter. Go figure, there's a double standard for men and women, especially when it comes to negative things. Okay, so I actually found the post here, and it's by this person on Twitter, right? It says, a chart comparing the proportions of a baby to an adult. If you compare Uzaki's proportions to this chart, hers would be closer to that of a baby / small child's. Stapling boobs onto a child doesn't automatically make them an adult. You're right. Stapling boobs onto a child does not make them an adult. That is correct. If you put a fucking pair of tits on a toddler, they're not an adult. However, these proportions, I guess, are supposed to be reminiscent of humans. I don't know if you know this, but anime is not reality. Contrary to what a lot of you Westerners think, Japanese people, they don't all ride the train with katanas and super short mini skirts. Japan would be way cooler if it was like that, but it's not. I'm sorry to say, weebs, that's just not how things go. So if you're gonna compare her to like an actual like representation of a child, that's so dumb. These are fictional characters. People, you could even just say people don't know how to draw. You could just be accidentally just really shit in anatomy. Enemy spotted. Terrorists win. So this one is another dumb argument. It's not necessarily the argument itself it's dumb, but it's the way it's being applied, all right? So this one is re-editing one of the screenshots that's gone viral with her saying like, hey, if you don't like something, that's fine. Just don't be a dick about it. Pretty simple shit, right? Pretty simple. Don't be a dick about it. Don't go to people who do enjoy that type of thing and constantly tell them, hey, you can't like that. That's pretty shitty. And they've pretty much said like the fiction that you consume affects the way that you view reality. And that's not necessarily wrong. A lot of people want to say that nothing you consume digitally affects your reality. Not true. We are a byproduct of all the things that come into us. And that does include violent video games, violent movies. It's just to what extreme? You're not gonna go do something exceptional, right? Just because he played a video game. I try to change as little as possible while making her look 19. How do you make someone look? What is the difference between a 19-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 20-year-old that's coming through in this image right here? This one. I don't think there really is. And there's so many people here that are legitimately saying like, if she didn't look like this, they would check out the show. And I just don't get it. You made her look like a 19-year-old white woman. Uzaki-chan is a depiction of a 19-year-old Asian woman. That's why she's short. You just accidentally whitewashed an Asian character, which is true. Look, I'm not gonna get too racial, but have you guys noticed that a lot of Asian people, typically, if you're going to take the averages, you do end up being slightly shorter than Westerners. People like to talk about bad body images. This body image here, thank God it actually exists. There are women here who are fine just the way they are, and you constantly telling them that anyone that likes them is automatically a pedophile. What do you think that does to their self-esteem? As a woman, as a person, it's just a person who wants to interact with other people. That's pretty shitty. I guess Twitter just discovered anime. This is so weird to me. I don't know. If you really want to go watch the show, go watch the show. If you want to spam my timeline with fucking fan art of her, she's a cute character, fine, whatever. I just can't wait for this to be over and we can move on to calling people pedophiles for fucking breathing at this point. But hey, maybe I'm out of line here. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. Maybe I'm not just as much of a zoomer and woke as I thought I was, and now I'm just the old man shaking my cane. Just fucking let people like what they like. But let me know in the comment section what you think. Hey, it's a conversation. I'll let you know that you're wrong if you're disagreeing with me, and it's okay to be wrong. If you guys really like our videos and stuff, go ahead, support us on Patreon. It helps us pay the editors who have to sit through all this footage and make it actually watchable for you. And of course, a thank you to all of our patrons. You guys are wonderful. Your contributions really do help. It lets us get, the editor's pay. It lets us make really great thumbnail art for the main videos. And it's just super helpful. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to help us, go ahead down to the description, follow the Patreon link, go ahead, toss us a few bucks. We'll also start streaming on Moliminous Theater soon here. And if you guys like streams, if you like gameplay stuff, I put a lot of resources into developing various things for that. So hopefully you guys, go check it out. As always, I've been Seethe and Moliminous. I love your faces, so I hope you at least like my video, and I'll see you in the next one.